This one that the Army started to implement where they used to be very up or out, and now they have something called talent-based branching where instead of saying you're going into this career path, try to move up or out, they say here's a bunch of career areas. They pair them with a coach and they say dabble in these. The coach will help you reflect on did this fit your strengths and interests, and will sort of zigzag until you get a better match. And then you will know about all these other things out there so you can integrate with your colleagues. But we want to work toward getting you the right match. And they've had much better success in developing officers and retention with that talent-based branching. So I would kind of see my role as that coach for a kid, facilitate exposure to opportunities, and that those experiences, even if they don't go into it, will not be wasted. You bring that knowledge into other domains, and I'll just be the coach that helps them reflect and make sure that they get the maximum amount of learning from those experiences.
Here's my last question. It seems to me, and you write about this implicitly or explicitly in the book, all of our best-known social science studies are either wrong or, more accurately put, misinterpreted. So your grit study, the marshmallow study, the Stanford prison and the Milgram shock study, the Malcolm's 10,000 hours study, priming and power poses. This isn't just replication. There seems to, and I'm not talking about, I didn't choose a grab bag of some of the most known social studies. These are 1 through 10, basically. What is going on?
So, I confess in range to having research that is still currently published that I'm now pretty darn sure is not right. Or if it's right, then it's just by luck. And what happened was when I went into grad school, instantly I go into learning didactic information about Arctic plant physiology and never learned how scientific methodology should work, how to determine how you know if something is true, how statistics work, which has gotten really dangerous because there's such powerful computer programs for statistics. You don't have to learn it. You get a huge database. Big data has made it way easier to do crap science. Also easier to do certain kinds of good science. And so, I was running statistical tests on these huge databases, not realizing that the way I was doing that and the methodology I was using was ensuring that I would find spurious results. And only as a journalist writing about poor scientific practices did I start to go wait a minute, this is what I did. And so we have this whole generation, right? And I got rewarded for it with an Ivy League master's degree. And so we have this whole generation of people who were not taught how the fundamental broad concepts and skills should work before they're shoved into a specialization. So that's why in the last chapter, I kind of profile one of the most prominent scientists in the world who's at Johns Hopkins right now starting a program explicitly to despecialize the training of scientists who we normally consider the people who are the most specialized in the entire world.
Range, Why Generalists Triumph in a Specialized World, by David Epstein. Thanks, David.
Thanks for having me.